For this question, you're being asked to determine the domain and the range for the given function. So definitely graphing this in your calculator can help you visualize what we're working with. So when I type this in the calculator, it appears as a rational function that has an asymptote, a vertical asymptote right here on the left side of the y-axis. So your job is to find out where is that vertical asymptote, because once you calculate where that vertical asymptote is, you can state that in your domain you are not using that x value that the vertical asymptote is touching. So we can calculate that vertical asymptote by looking at the denominator, 4x plus 8, and factoring that out as 4x plus 2. And that will be x minus 3, 4x plus 2, as your new factored form for this function. So to calculate mathematically the vertical asymptote, you look at the denominator, and if you don't have any holes, meaning a factor on the top and factor on the bottom to cancel or simplify, you pretty much just grab those two factors that you have left and you equal them to 0. So this will calculate your vertical asymptotes. And obviously 4 does not equal 0, so we kind of disregard that 4. And then we look at x plus 2 equals 0, so we move the 2 to the other side, minus 2 on both sides, and then x equals negative 2. Therefore, your vertical asymptote will be x equals negative 2, which means that at negative 2, there should be no domain. So if you look at the answer choices, negative 2 is right there for domain. This is not negative 2. Negative 2 is right there, and this is not negative 2. So we're looking at now identifying the range. Will the range be not including a 4 or not including a 1/4? And if you look at your calculator, we can see that there seems to be a slant, I guess, shift up on this graph, going upwards, and that is a 1 right there. So 2, 3, 4, the 4 will be here at this dash, and there's definitely a point at 4. That means that the range stating that there is no value at 4, that is not true, that is a lie. So therefore we can say that the answer is A. We can also convert this into a table by pressing Control T, and then looking at the y values, I can move this down and notice that the y values are slowly increasing in value, but still not too fast. And they seem to be approaching 0.20 something. So 0.25 is 1/4. So they seem to be approaching 0.25. Notice how we're now at x being 108, and this is still approaching 0.25. So definitely this confirms that as x increases, we are approaching 0.25 as the y value, which is 1/4, which is where your asymptote will exist. And that's why A is the answer.